If you're watching this, you already know the hype is real. The San Antonio Spurs went undefeated in the preseason, finishing 5-0. Now yes, it's preseason, but that doesn't happen often. In fact, it's the first time they've done it since the late 90s. So yeah, it's a bit special. You're seeing a team that finally looks locked in, dominating in the paint, moving the ball fast, and clamping down on defense. And it looks like they're actually having fun out there. The energy just feels different this time. It's not luck or a hot shooting streak, it's really about their new identity. The Spurs are starting to play like a team that means business, and you can feel it. And what made it even better is they did it all without De'Aaron Fox, their second best player. The confidence in this group is sky high. The players believe, the coaches believe, and the fans, well, you guys are gonna believe too. Because this isn't the same rebuilding team from a year or two ago. The Spurs are not trying to survive anymore. They're out to prove that they can compete. And of course, they've got Wembanyama leading the way. He's not just the future of this franchise, he already looks like the present. The way he's moving, finishing, and defending, it's unreal. Everyone around the league is noticing how much better he looks. He's stronger, he's smarter, just way more confident with the ball in his hands. When your 7-foot star is playing like this, well, that changes everything. So yes, you have every reason to be hyped if you are a Spurs fan. And now we will dive into the guys who are really driving this team forward. Their core rotations, the breakout names, and the players you'll hear a lot about this year. I already mentioned Wemby, and that's because he's something special. He's an alien. He's the face of the San Antonio Spurs. You've got this huge guy who's very mobile, who can score in the paint, he can score from outside. He posted 17 points, 12 boards, 4 blocks, and a steal in 24 minutes in preseason. We're talking about a guy who's not just scoring and rebounding, he's already making plays that are adjusting the entire defense to him. He averaged 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.7 assists last season. But the biggest improvement in Wemby's game is how he looks physically and mentally. He's added more strength, he's more comfortable operating inside, and now he's having more wow moments than ever before. Obviously, we're early into the season, but if he stays healthy and keeps growing, he's not far away from being in MVP level talks. He's already an incredible defender, he just has to elevate his offense to another level, and the Spurs need to win games. Because right now, he's already one of the best players in the league. Then you have Stephon Castle, a young guard who's showing he can handle more than just rookie roles. He averaged 14.7 points, 4.1 assists, and 3.7 rebounds in his rookie regular season. In preseason so far, he's flashed better decision making, he's shown improved shot selection, and just more playmaking all around. Reports indicate that he's stepping into more of a cut and slash role, really focusing on getting downhill and creating from there. What should excite everyone though is that Castle can raise his efficiency so much more. He can nail down his 3-point shooting more consistently and keep evolving his handle and vision. He was already very good in his rookie year, and now he looks to be a foundational piece for the Spurs team. Then you have Keldon Johnson, who's been in the league a few years now, but really going in the right direction. His regular season numbers were 12.7 points and 4.8 rebounds per game. In preseason, he's shown signs of more polish. He's taking fewer bad shots, he's focused more on getting to the basket, he's taking smarter threes, and of course he's been more active on defense. I mean, at one point he got 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting in just 16 minutes. We are seeing a player go from being a good young guy to a solid rotational piece. He can even be a great 6th man candidate. If he continues to raise his game on both ends, he's the exact reliable spark player that changes games when the starters rest. Then we've got Champagnie. Now he has been a pleasant surprise for Spurs fans. He's really stepped up as a shooter. In preseason, he was hitting 5 of 6 from 3 in a game. In fact, his 3-point percentage in preseason was around 63.3%. This is a young guy, but we're seeing two things right now. He can space the floor and knock down open threes, which is great when you're playing with a player like Wembanyama, and he's not a liability on defense. Now, I'm not saying he's a defensive player of the year candidate, but he's very reliable. If that continues, his good 3-point shooting and his reliable defense might force his way into a starter's role, or at least being a very key contributor off the bench. That's what this team needs more of, 3-and-D guys around Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. And then last but not least, you have Luke Kornet. This guy is a very good big man. Even when he was on the Celtics, he didn't get enough appreciation. But he's genuinely one of the smartest pickups on this roster. He signed a 4-year deal with the Spurs, and he's exactly the kind of winning big man you need. Last season, his field goal percentage was 66.8%. So when this guy is around the basket, he will put it in. And what's great is that he can fit alongside Wemby, because since Wemby can shoot, you can play him next to a center that can't. This also helps Wemby a ton because Kornet can take all the wear and tear. He can do the dirty work. while Wemby can focus on protecting the rim and being efficient offensively. That backup big role can be a massive factor for a deep playoff run for the Spurs. Now, of course, how can I talk about the important players and not mention the second best player on the team, and that's De'Aaron Fox. He's expected to miss the start of the season with a hamstring injury, and probably more as the Spurs are taking their time bringing him back. He says he feels good and probably can play, but they're being careful. No one wants to risk a re-injury this early into the season. When Fox is healthy though, he's gonna instantly change the look of this team. He's a leader, the guy who sets the pace and keeps the ball moving. He's pretty much faster than 99% of NBA players. His quick first step breaks down defenses, and his passing helps open up shots for Wemby, Castle, and the other young wings. Having a guard who can both score and create at that speed makes the Spurs a completely different team. Once he's back, expect the offense to flow faster, their transition game to improve, and Wemby to get even more easy looks near the rim. For now though, the Spurs are counting on guys like Castle, McLaughlin, and Harper to share the ball handling duties. It's not ideal, but it gives those young guards a chance to grow before Fox steps back in and takes over as the floor general. Now, I already mentioned some of the other players, but let's talk about the rest of the roster. The guys who can fill in the gaps, bring energy off the bench, or the ones that are fighting for a permanent spot. You have Lindy Waters III, who is a veteran sharpshooter every team needs. When he's on the floor, defenders have to respect his three-point shot. He's been dealing with an eye issue, so he might miss a few games, but once he's back, he's going to give the second unit a nice scoring punch from deep. Then you have Carter Bryant, the 14th pick in this year's draft. He's shown flashes of what he can be, this long, athletic, and aggressive wing. He's still raw though, so expect him to spend some time bouncing between the main team and the Austin Spurs to polish his game. And you have Dylan Harper, the second overall pick, coming in with big expectations. He's got great size for a guard, confident with the ball in his hands, and a real scoring instinct. You can see why the Spurs love him. With Fox out, Harper will likely get more touches early in the year, which could fast track his development. Then we have David Jones-Garcia, who made a name for himself in the summer league and preseason with his hustle and energy. He's not the most efficient guy yet, but he can play hard and bring spark when he checks in. He's on a two-way deal, so he'll get a lot of chances both in San Antonio and Austin. Harrison Barnes is the steady veteran presence every young team needs. He's not flashy, but he's reliable. He gives you solid shooting, smart movement, and a calm influence in the locker room. He's going to be very important in the rotation because, again, he's a 3-and-D guy, and he'll help the younger players develop well too. Then you have Harrison Ingram, who's a two-way forward with strong defensive instincts. Again, you're looking at a versatile guy that can guard multiple spots. His offense will still need some work, but he'll help defensively. Then Micah Potter and Bradley Min are fighting for end-of-the-bench roles. They've shown effort in the limited minutes they've gotten, but are likely headed to Austin for more reps. Right now, Barnes and Waters are safe bets in the rotation. Ingram and Jones-Garcia should stick around as two-way players. Bryant and Harper will see time but are still learning, while the other guys are long shots to crack the main roster. When Fox comes back, things will tighten up, the offense will center around him and Wemby, and playing time will shrink for the younger guards. But that's a good problem because it means the Spurs are finally deep. The best part about this Spurs roster is their balance. You got young stars developing, some vets to provide stability, and role players ready to step up when needed. That kind of internal competition makes everyone better. Right now with Fox sidelined, the bench and fringe guys matter even more. They're getting real minutes, real experience, and a chance to prove they belong. If they hold their own, the Spurs will be in a great spot once the full squad is healthy, and that's when the team can really take off. Then to wrap it up, let's talk about the coaching. Mitch Johnson has officially taken over as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs after serving as the interim last season. He's still young in his head coach career, but there are signs that he's growing into the role really nicely. One of the biggest differences was this preseason. Less of those baffling lineups and head scratch moments. The rotations look smarter, the players have clearer roles, and the team isn't doing that whole let's throw 5 guys out there and hope type of thing. Johnson seems more composed, more structured, giving the young players freedom but holding them accountable, and that balance is very important. Yes, he obviously has huge shoes to fill considering he's succeeding the legendary Popovich, but the narrative isn't about him replacing Pop, it's about evolving the culture while staying true to the Spurs' identity of discipline, work ethic, and growth. Johnson has that mindset, and I believe the team is responding. The preseason has shown real promise, but this is just the start. The real season ahead, and the goal, they should want to make the playoffs. They should not only want to make the playoffs, but make some noise once they get there. Because when De'Aaron Fox is fully healthy and you have this new Wembanyama, the ceiling for this team shoots up. Their chemistry, once fully unlocked, could be a game changer. And even though this team is young, they might be well ahead of schedule. And of course, don't forget the defensive side. I didn't even talk about Jeremy Sochan, because when that guy's healthy, he adds real value on the defensive end. So yes, this team might not win a championship anytime soon, but I believe they will be a lot better than what people expect.